Hey, my name is Brandon Hallen, and I was a full-time pastor, a full-time police officer. Now I'm actually getting back into full-time law enforcement. And I was just driving through this little city where I'm at right now, and I happened to drive past this church that I'll show you this picture of. And in light of what happened down in Texas this weekend, I really felt like I needed to pull over and share a few thoughts with you guys on how we can secure our churches this coming up Sunday. I know Sunday's only 5 days away. We don't have time to implement security teams, to go out and buy new security cameras, to go out and buy new hardware. But there are some simple things we can do and people we can put in certain places to help our churches feel secure this Sunday in 5 days. The first one would be this. We need to minimize the entry points into the building. So many churches have more than one door to get into. And so instead of having 6 or 7 doors unlocked and open where people can come and go, instead you minimize that to 2 doors, maybe 3 doors. And people will have to be patient over the next few weeks, but that way you're funneling everyone into the building through minimal entry points. Now, all those other doors are exit-only doors. So once you're inside, you can still get out those doors, but no one can get in from the outside on those doors. The second part is manning those entry points. I believe it's vital that we have someone manning the entry points. Every door that is an entry point for your church on Sunday needs to have someone there at the door, manning that door as they watch people come in to the building. But on top of that, you also need your perimeter manned as well. And so if you're a smaller church with a small parking lot, maybe one person is plenty sufficient for that. If you're a larger church with a larger parking lot or numerous parking lots, you'll need more people. But I believe the perimeter needs to be manned as well. And those people could be roamers, so they're walking the parking lot. Or if they don't want to walk the parking lot, maybe they're driving the parking lot. If they're not driving the parking lot, maybe they're just sitting stationary in their car. But either way, they're the eyes on the outside. Before the threat ever gets to the building, they're manning the outside and they're watching everyone that's coming onto the campus. They're watching what's happening across the street. They're watching all the cars drive by. And so you have that person out there. But you can't just man the door and man the perimeter without a great form of communication. And again, I know it's Tuesday, Sunday's coming, but most people nowadays have smartphones, which come with the little earpieces that allow you to make phone calls with the earbuds. And so the person that's in the car or roaming the perimeter, they're on an open phone call with those who are manning the door. And so maybe you have a 3-way call. If you have 2 entry points and a person on the perimeter, then you have a 3-way call going, and the call is just constantly going from the moment they arrive at church until church is done. They're on a long phone call, basically. But that way, the person outside on the perimeter, if they see something, they can say, hey, go and shut the doors, go and lock the doors. If the people manning the doors see something, or there happen to be something inside that's taken place, they can allow the perimeter person to know. And the perimeter person is aware and outside of the building to call 911, to call the emergency vehicles that need to be there. And so either way, communication has to happen. And again, I know it's Tuesday, Sunday's coming up, but it is one of those things where communication has to happen. So we minimize entry points. All right, you man all the entry points, not only manning the entry points, but you're manning the perimeter, whether that's the parking lot roamer or a stationary car sitting still with someone just watching, eyes on, 360 degrees. And then the form of communication has to be in place. You have to be able to communicate with each other in order to help secure your church for this Sunday. And again, I know it's Tuesday and church is coming, but my heart loves the church. Jesus Christ loves the church. And I want churches to be secure. I want churches to be safe. As someone who was a pastor who was up on the stage preaching a lot, or down in the basement preaching to teenagers, there was entry points left and right. And it wasn't very secure. And I want us to experience a secure Sunday morning worship experience, not only for us, but for our families, for our friends, and for those who come to worship with us. And so I hope these little pointers helped. In the comments, I'm going to leave a template email. Pastors, key leaders, feel free to read through it, change it up, do whatever. And again, I'm just willing to give you all this stuff right now because I just want to help make churches secure for Sunday morning. And so feel free to use this template. It's an email that you can send out to the congregation, let them know, hey, we're aware of what happened in Texas last week. And because of that, over the next few weeks, we're going to be implementing some security measures at our church. And so we'd appreciate your patience, your prayers, your support, and your help, because you're going to need volunteers. You're going to need people manning the doors, manning the perimeter, communicating. And so feel free to look through this. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or comments or concerns. And I would love to just be an ear and a voice. I don't have all the answers. But I do know that I want us to be safe. I want us to be secure when we go to church, a place of worship, to celebrate what Jesus is doing and has done. Love you. Be safe. Be smart. God bless you.